right. Welcome to another episode of Sports Therapy. I am your one and only host, F.H. Jr. Let me go over the rules of Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. for the rule breakers. On our show, we do not talk politics. Man, I don't give a fat rat's butt what the Republicans are doing, nor do I care what the Democrats are doing. We don't talk race relation. We don't talk sexual orientation. All are welcome to attend. If you're a friend of football, preferably the NFL, you are a friend of mine, and that makes you a friend of the show. Also, our shows are always sponsored by Crown Royal. Now, we are a 1 hour caller-driven show for callers who have 2 minutes to call in and rip, rant, kick knowledge about all things NFL. Once again, we're always sponsored by Crown Royal. But the number to call is always 940-329-4110. And also on the show, we give advice. But we don't give sound advice. No. We are mostly here for fun and yucks. I think I got all that in. Also, I'm normally rocking the standard uniform, which I am. I'm back in black. I always bet on black. But as you can see, I am wearing the official Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. playoff hat. You know, I got all the teams in here. Now, some teams are in the playoffs and some teams are not. Then we're going to talk about the playoffs. Yeah, playoffs. I ain't kidding you. We're going to talk about playoffs. Yeah, playoffs. And when I say the playoffs, well, before we dive into the playoffs, we're going to talk about this thing called Black Monday. Hey, man. And then we're going to transition over to playoff talk. Hopefully we'll get some people calling in and we'll talk about the show. But right now, let's talk playoffs. Well, Black Monday came right after, I think it was last Sunday. And then, of course, the following Monday is always Black Monday. So I'm going to go over a list of coaches that were fired. Now, there were some that I was surprised and some I wasn't. But the first one that comes to mind when I talk about Black Monday was the Arizona Cardinals coach. That was, they fired my man Jonathan Gannon. Now, here's the thing about, I know some people say, well, man, we're getting tired of these same coaches. They get fired, they go here, they retread tires. Let's bring in some new blood. Let's bring in some of these younger coaches and all that. But, hey, at the end of the day, it's up to the owners. The only thing I don't like, and I understand with when they came up with this in its inception, I think they meant to do right. But I'm talking about the Rooney Rule, which means, before an owner can hire someone, they must interview a minority. So now look, yes, there are a lot of minority coaches in the NFL right now. Now, in my 50 years or so of watching the National Football League, the games and all that, most of the coaches were Anglo. But, of course, but the majority of the players are African American or minority. So that was and still is a unequal balance in terms of coaches, head coaches, I'm saying. So they came up with the Rooney Rule, which means you have to interview a minority coach or a minority applicant before you can make a hire. Like I said, you guys know, we don't really get into politics and race relations and all that on the show, but I understand the concept of the Rooney Rule, but I don't want to be that African American or Hispanic coach or Asian coach or whoever, and you call me in for an interview or you just call me by phone when in reality I'm not gonna get the job. And let's don't waste nobody's time, because at the end of the day, like I said, I understand the concept behind it, but yeah, it is what it is. So I'm saying that because in terms of Black Monday and the coaches, like I said, the Cardinals fired my man Jonathan Gannon. Now, I think he had like a 3-year run. I don't really. I know that they're going to make a quarterback change. So I don't know if the new head coach coming in, will he have the opportunity to hire his own, or would he be stuck with whichever they're gonna go with that? Because I know I know there's gonna be a divorce between the Cardinals and Tyler Murray, so I don't know how that's gonna turn out. So, but he's expected to. The Cardinals are expected to interview leading candidate. Like I said, gonna be Vance Joseph, and yet it's funny that Vance is on a lot of the list of incoming coaches or coaches up for new hires. So it goes back to the Rooney Rule. So are we just calling Vance in just to cross T's and dot I's? If that's the case, let's don't do the brother that way. I'm just saying. But then we had the Dirty Birds. Now the Falcons, Clint House, they got rid of my man Raheem Morris along with the GM. So I don't know. I think that was Terry Fontenot. Don't really know which direction that they're going, but I think Raheem probably fell out of favor with the owner when they brought in my man, the quarterback who got injured, Michael Penix Jr. Then after recently signing Kirk Cousins to a long extension of a big contract. So if I'm the owner, I would have somebody's head on the platter because I'd be like, okay, we've got Kirk who we're paying a lot of money to. We got Michael Penix Jr. Although we do have him on a rookie salary, we're basically paying him peanuts. But he's out. He's hurt. So I don't know how that's going to go. But I know if I'm the owner, I would probably be pretty pissed. But I will say Arthur Blanks, the owner, did do my man Raheem Morris a solid because he paid him his entire salary, gave him a good word as far as when looking for another job and things like that nature. So he's a good man at heart. So I think we need more owners like the Falcons. I'm sorry, like the Atlanta Falcons owner. That's all good with that, man. And of course, now this was a shocker to me. May not be a shocker to my homeboy Brandon when the Ravens let go of their Coach Harbaugh. Now there were talk of whichever team won the game between the Steelers and the Ravens, the so-called play-in game, the the head coach was probably gonna get fired or dismissed or whatever. So it seems like my man Harbaugh got the short end of that stick. But he is favored for a lot of positions. Now I know his name is being thrown around, tossed around as being the number one candidate to get the Giants job. So, hey, so that'll be good for him. And then, of course, we know Cleveland Browns let go of my man Stefanski. Now, there was so much controversy with Stefanski as far as are we gonna play Shador? Are we gonna play that whole to me I think he probably needed another direction because I think he lost favor with the fans. Probably lost the locker room. That's just my opinion on that. But my understanding is that he's the leading candidate for the job of head coach for possibly the Baltimore Ravens. So I don't know. I'm hoping Brandon calls in so I can get his opinion on that because that is going to be fireworks. And of course, they Las Vegas. Can you get too old to be a coach? I don't know, man. I just so. The Las Vegas Raiders, I will never get used to calling them the Las Vegas Raiders because for me, they will always be the Oakland Raiders. That's just me. I'm old school. But they let go of my man, Pistol Pete Carroll, as I call him. Now, Pete is for a coach his age, he has a lot of fire left. So I don't think he'll probably get another chance as head coach, but when I think about the Raiders, man, and I love Raiders. I love Raider fans and all that, but there's so much that the Raiders need in order to be a winning organization. And a lot of the change has to come from within. Of course, the owner, Al Davis' son. I just don't, I don't see him doing anything different. But I do know the fact that he's big on minority hiring and all that. So big ups to him on that deal. But I don't know who's going to be the leading candidate for that job. I know Brady may have a little say so because he is part owner. So that's going to be interesting in itself. This was a shocker to me because when it came down to the Miami Dolphins head coaching position, one minute they were saying that the head coach Mike McDaniels was safe. In fact, they were using him as a as they interview for the possible GM position. Then all of a sudden they brought in Troy Aikman and things. I don't know what the hell happened, but next thing I know, he's out of there. So there's a job opening for head coach for the Miami Dolphins. And of course, we know the New York Giants. My man Dabo was released way back in God. I think they cut him loose like November the 10th, something like that. So that job has always been open. I think some leading candidates for that position has also been my man Harbaugh. Now, can you imagine with wow, we get Harbaugh in the NFC East, coaching the Giants. Giants have a lot of talent. They got a lot of talent. Yeah, so they may be a team on the verge of breaking through. So that may be interesting. Of course, we know the Titans let go of Brian Callahan after years. I don't know who's the leading candidate for that job, but I know they're going to be interviewing the Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy. So now, when I talk about Matt Nagy, so it goes back to are we rerouting and recycling some of the same old coaches, man. Let's get some of these younger people in here, man. Let them have a shot at things. But that is the results of Black Monday. Now there were some coordinators that were let go too. My Commanders, we let go of my man Cliff Kingsbury. Some say Cliff is gonna be interviewing for a head coaching job. I wish Cliff the best, man. I got no I got nothing bad to say about Cliff. It's just that sometimes change is what's needed. His offense seems to be great, but now, as a fan, I wasn't too happy with some of the calls and how he went about his business. So, but that in itself is a whole different thing. I got a call to come. Sports therapy.
FH Jr., the Ravens extraordinaire, Brandon
Hey,
Cooper. What's happening?
hey, let's talk
Look,
playoffs, my man. Let's talk
man, hey,
playoffs.
look. I'm coming from a different perception because I ain't in it.
I
My name Bennett. I ain't in it.
let's talk playoffs and let's talk about y'all coaching candidate, my man.
All right, man. So which one you want me to start off with first?
Let's talk about the one that's not gonna get you as mad. Let's talk about the playoffs
There
today.
we go.
Here we go. All right.
So if I'm looking at some of the games, let's talk about the first one. All right. So let's talk about the Jags and the Bills. So number one, Josh Allen is under immense pressure because there's no Mahomes, no Jack, no Lamar, no Burrow. This is your time if you're gonna go. I feel like the Jags did have that game in the bag. Two crucial interceptions by Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
I feel like the Jaguars folded, and that game really played into the hands of the Buffalo Bills because it's like, bro, you playing in great weather. So salute to the Bills for winning that one. Let's talk about the second game. All right. AJ Brown most likely is probably going to request a trade after this game. Him and Sirianni got into it on the sideline. That was a very ugly exchange. And it proves the point that if Christian McCaffrey is healthy, he can lead your team to a championship game, maybe a Super Bowl. The Eagles shot themselves in the foot, put them in a bad position. And then let's also talk about
Well, hold on, hold
talk
on,
about yesterday, man.
hold on.
What's up,
Let me take you back to AJ Brown and the Eagles. Now,
dude?
all through the year, everybody been saying, "Okay, wait a minute. The Eagles are gonna finally. Oh, they're just sleepwalking, and eventually, the Eagles are gonna show up. They're gonna show up, But AJ Brown cannot complain about not having the ball thrown to him because
Dude,
he.
and I keep telling people that.
I'm like,
Dude, I kept telling people from the beginning of the season. I said the Eagles won't make it back because that team chemistry plays a big damn role, man. Nick Sirianni is a very emotional coach, and he doesn't have control of that locker room. You can't have your players in the locker room talking like this, and it shows its ugly head.
Yes. 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 But
Dude, man, so that is tough.
because when it comes to the playoffs, you know they're gonna scale back everything. The coaches, as a team, brother, they're gonna get together and game plan and say, okay, these are our best players. We're gonna run this. These are our best plays. But when the coach calls your number, brother, you have got to produce. They came to AJ
And then
Brown,
you
dropping the
facts.
ball, dude.
Then you go to the sideline and now you want to argue with the coach? The hell is your problem, dude?
You need to argue with your
I guarantee you he's gonna request a trade, dude.
he needs to argue with his hands, bro. Because and
And, and,
then
and and the thing is, they forgot what engine drives that team, and that's Saquon getting the ball.
and they discovered in the second half it was a little bit too late.
It was too late, man. And I would also like to say, man, shout out to the Chicago Bears. Even though personally, if Michael Parsons was playing, that would have been a different deal. But man, the Chicago Bears, hey man, Caleb Williams made me a believer. He made some fantastic damn plays, dude.
Well, the Bears answered everybody's question, the old question they always ask about a bear, and we found out: do bears shit in the woods? And they damn sure do, cause they just shit it all over
Dude,
on the Packers,
dude,
man.
dude. Nasty work, man.
Man, that team is a team that knows that if the game is closed in the fourth quarter, they truly believe that they will win the game. And those are the bare facts, baby.
I agree because with the Bears, you have a quarterback who takes those daredevil chances at the end of the game and who's not afraid to do those things. And it's a gift and a curse because he sometimes does it when he doesn't need to. But at the end of the game, when they needed that yesterday, Caleb Williams came forward with the Bears, and I can't do nothing but give him the utmost respect, man.
Brother, all I can say, man, the Bears, the Bears. The Bears, man. And I think they got another home game next week, whoever they're playing. I think they play again next week.
Yeah, so next week, I think they're going to have to play. I think they're going to play the Niners next week. No. They got the Rams. They got the Rams at home, which is good because remember last year the Rams lost in Philly because the game was too cold.
Yes.
So the Bears play the Rams next week. So the Bears got that's a good one. But Matthew Stafford showed yesterday that was his MVP moment. That was a hell of a game. I also want to say this: Bryce Young is the future of the Panthers. There's something there.
He finally showed up to say, "This is why I am a number one draft pick." Because brother, he played his ass off and he made some plays. He did some good things, man. And, brother, I thought the Black Panthers were going to pull it off, bro. I was ready to do the Wakanda Forever sign, baby. I thought the Black Panthers were going to
Man, dude.
I thought I was going to go Wakanda Forever, baby.
But you got to think, man, the Rams were just a more talented team at the end of the day.
Yes. At some point, if you're the Panthers, when you got that chance to pull it off, you got to get it done, brother. You can't just,
Bingo.
Yeah. It was all good. Now, because Monday night they got that team that whose name should not be mentioned, but better known as they played Monday night against the Texans. To me, that is going to be a game.
That's nasty.
That is going to be a game.
And number one was good for the Steelers as they get DK Metcalf back. I will also say this is a good matchup, but I will have to give it to the Texans because of that pass rush. Now, going back to last week, Lamar Jackson played a hell of a game. We didn't give Derrick Henry the ball the second half, but also look at the defensive end. We allowed Rodgers to throw for almost 300 yards. and we rushed forward and didn't get any pressure on him, and we were playing zone. If you play zone and don't get no pressure on Aaron Rodgers, he can pick you apart the whole night.
Yep.
So tomorrow's going to be a very interesting game.
But I'll tell you what, man. When it comes to the Texans, they are a team that they are for some reason they don't play in a big market and nobody is really looking at them. But I'm telling you something, man. They are a young team. They talented. They got offense, but they got one hell of a defense, brother.
Dude, when you can rush four and all four dudes can get to the passer just like they can in Denver and in Seattle, man, that makes a big difference. And then you got Derek Stingley on that back end. Oh my God, man. So this is gonna be a hell of a game. And if they can get Rodgers running out of that pocket and get him uncomfortable, they got it. But CJ Stroud gonna have to step up, make the proper reads. And this is a point in time where I know Joe Mixon was out for the season, but man, Joe Mixon would have paid dividends at running back for him right now.
Oh yeah, I love Joe, man. I've been watching him ever since he played in college for my Oklahoma Sooners. Now here's the thing, brother. I need to ask you this question: are the 49ers gonna be too broken up to play next week, brother? Because they're starting to look like
I'm gonna say this, dude. Because George Kittle looks like he tore his Achilles.
He did.
They say he tore his Achilles. They say Fred Warner is back actually practicing. But it's gonna be tough, man, not having George Kittle. I think George Kittle is the most complete tight end and the best tight end in the NFL because he blocks. I love the way he blocks. And this is gonna be tough, man, because next week, what are they playing? Who are they playing? The Seattle Seahawks.
Yes.
Oh, and you got to go to Seattle. It's going to be cold, man. Seattle's defense is some dogs.
And for me,
man, it's going to be tough.
And for me, the Seahawks is the same version of the Texans. Nobody, they're not in a big market team, but they are young, they are talented, and they are hungry. And nobody wants to play him. Man,
Mike McDonald has a great thing going. He used to be our defensive coordinator at the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him, man. But his philosophy and the way he's going about sending those guys to rush the passer, and I'm going to have to admit, Sam Darnold has played a hell of a year, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and everybody's waiting for the clock to strike 12 and Cinderella Sam Darnold is go show up. The old Sam Darnold. I think he's here to stay. I think the new Sam Darnold. I think he learned a lot when he went to the Vikings. I think he just learned a lot because the talent was always there. But when you're a young rookie, you go play for the Jets, and sometimes especially for some of these young quarterbacks coming out, man, you got to have a system for them, man. Because man,
when you look at it, Sam Darnold was a 5-star recruit. He might have been the top quarterback in that class.
Yes.
Came out, was a first-round draft pick, so the talent was there. We go to the Jets. Ain't nobody worked out for the Jets. Hell, the Jets' best quarterback, the past few decades was who? Mark Sanchez.
Yes.
And you see where the Jets is right now. Shout out to my boy Aaron Glenn. He holding on. But, last year Sam Darnold had a taste of what it was to be a quarterback on a good team. He did fold the last 3-4 games of the season last year, but I think this year he's picked it up. And he's been able to answer the bell. And with Jackson Smith and Jigma, he's been balling.
Yes.
You got Walker and Charbonnet running that rock, and that defense, my God. And Dexter Lawrence has been taking over. DeMarcus Lawrence has been taking over. Leonard Williams taking over.
They got a nice team.
Then they get their defensive tackle there. So
they got a nice team.
Yeah.
They got a nice team.
It's a great team. Greatly built team, dude.
They play physical. They can match you for whatever style you want to play. They can play it.
They're legit because they're in the best division in football. That NFC West. Dude, you got the Seahawks, you got the damn Rams, you got the Niners, and then you got the Cardinals. I'm like, man, come on, man.
Yep, yes, sir. So now, let's talk about family, man. Let's talk family. Now you was the wise man that said, "Hey, the loser of the
I
Ravens
told you.
Steelers game was probably gonna get it. The house is gonna be up for sale." Um, Now I'm not gonna lie, I was shocked, but that my man Harbaugh was let go. But what's your? Give me your opinion.
Well, number one, I knew it was going to happen because this is a culmination of things. I mean, when he first took over the team 18 years ago, you had three Hall of Famers on defense, right? So that carried you. Then when it was your time to mold the team yourself, those 5 years between us winning the championship and Lamar getting drafted, we was missing the playoffs. We had a couple good runs, but his job was under question. And then when we drafted Lamar, let's just call it like it is. Lamar's been keeping the lights on. And Harbaugh, the firing was a culmination of all the decision making and things that was happening because it just came a time where this is a new regime, this is a new team, and we have to go in a new direction. I mean, our special teams, was iffy. We missed those kicks, but also our defense was trash. And offensively, some of the decisions that were made, like what are we doing? We could have won the Patriots game, but we didn't. You don't want to give Derrick Henry the ball in the fourth quarter, and then Derrick Henry barely touched the ball in the second half of this past game. So you got a prime Lamar Jackson. You got one of the best quarterbacks ever, and you're making bad decisions. So this is a culmination of everything. So I understand why the firing happened. Um, and now as we're looking forward, I hope Lamar Jackson is in the decision making of the new coach because this coach has to be all in on Lamar. I'm looking at Mike McDaniel, great offensive mind. He would be a great coordinator for us, but an offensive coach, but a head coach, I don't know because he lost the locker room in Miami. I'm looking at Brian Flores. He's a great defensive coach, which I would not be mad if Brian Flores was our coach. But we got to figure out who's offensive coordinator. We got Cliff Kingsbury out there. A little bit of iffy because we're a run first team. I'm looking at Kubiak. I think Kubiak is the offensive coordinator for Seattle. He would be a great addition. So I say with the Ravens, interview some people, but I say ultimately kind of wait a little bit to see how the playoffs shake up because a lot of these coordinators are going to be on the move, man. So this is going to be very, very interesting on how we move forward.
Okay, now you said something very interesting about Lamar having a voice in the room when it comes to hiring a new coach. Now, there's talk.
Yes.
There's talk that that Lamar that Harbaugh didn't have Lamar's. In other words, it wasn't those deal where Lamar went in and said, "Hey, you know what? I think we need to keep the coach." So there's talk about there was a little bit of strife between those two in terms of their relationship was a strain, and so I
You
don't
can tell. You can tell.
and but I still say now here's what I'm hearing through the grapevine, my brother, that you guys are looking at possibly hiring Kevin Stefanski, bro.
Hey man, when I found out they interviewed him, I was finna catch a red eye to Baltimore and cause hell. Ain't no way in God's green earth Kevin Stefanski needs to coach another team as a head coach in the NFL. Let's just stop. Let's just stop.
Now, here's the thing about Cliff. I think when you are a young team just now, just getting together, I think Cliff is great as building a foundation with a young team. For some strange reason, he doesn't seem to be able to take once that team matures. He can't take them to the next level. I saw that when he was coaching at for Arizona,
Yes.
and it seems to be that may be the book on Cliff. Even when he's coaching the Commanders, like at some point, um, the gadget plays and featuring, because, of course, when something is working out for you, all teams are gonna scout you. The defense is gonna scout what you're doing, even though you may be like, "Oh man, we're great," but the defensive side of the ball, they're spending the summer, especially in your division, trying to figure out what you do, your central tendencies. and that's how, for me, that's what happened to us. Clip is like, dude, your offense is stagnant. You can't just keep featuring uh, Jaden Daniels as your primary runner.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, he's heavily dependent on a run first quarterback,
yeah.
and we even talked about this earlier this season when y'all traded Brian Robinson. That was it for y'all offense.
Dude, I was so pissed off
That was
about
it.
that. And it's just like later on in the year, he finally, I don't know if was it with him or somebody else, finally realized, hey, you know what? Rodriguez is a more of a power back offense, and when we went to that, even though
Yes.
we were totally out of it, but the offense seemed to have a little bit more swagger to it instead of featuring your running quarterback and along with your scat back running back like Bill Kasky Merritt. It's like, dude, then when we looked like we would get into some type of rhythm where we just featuring the run, 3rd and 1 and whatever, he will. The guy won't run the ball consistently. He just won't feature his. It's like it kills him. And
Yeah,
so,
y'all had 3 pretty good running backs, and you were just very inconsistent.
yes,
And like I said, man, your tight end Zach Ertz ended up having to carry the load.
and
McLaurin was in and out of the lineup. I mean, Debo Samuel in and out of the lineup, inconsistent. Tough year last year, but I feel like Marcus Mariota did as best as he could to kind of stable the ship.
He did, but it's just that for me, a lot of time it was coming down to Cliff's play calling. I was like, dude. So that's what I'm saying.
Agreed.
I just think he would be great for a team that's a younger team that's trying to rebuild and get just getting going. But when you have a team like what you guys got with veteran quarterback, veteran tight end, veteran running back, and these guys are not one of. It's like, dude, just come in and just build on what we're doing. Let's add a few more options, add a few more wrinkles in here, and let's get it and go. But nah, that's just not him, man. Now he'll come in and. Man, like I said, Lamar be running the ball every other play, man, and he's definitely not going to feature King Henry.
Bruh, and us giving him the ball 36 times one game showed, bro, we can keep running this dude. And that's what I was real mad about, especially in that Patriots game, and especially in that last game of the season. And I was also very mad. I was like, bro, why did we even sign Cooper Rush if we knew that Tyler Huntley could run the offense? That's another thing. I'm like, bro, what the hell is going on? But you know what? It's a culmination of things, dude.
I got you, brother. I got you. Well, let's tune in Monday night, and we'll see what's going to happen, man. I got another caller trying to get in there, brother. Get a call in for what you guys do.
Man. Hey, man. Hey, this the Ravens extraordinaire, Brandon Cooper, Lamar Jackson. I'm still on. We going to keep an eye out on this coaching thing. If they hire Kevin Stefanski, my goodness. Oh, God. Also, man, keep a lookout. I'm very interested in that A.J. Brown post-game interview. Hey, man, but much love, man. Hey, we both in Cabo right now.
I know, man. I know. All right, brother. Going fishing.
All right, OG.
All right, bye.
Yes, sir.
What's going on there, my brother?
It's my homeboy, Glenn. What's up, homeboy, Glenn?
Man, sitting back chilling, man. Waiting, watching the playoff game.
Oh, man.
Just chilling.
I love
hoping playing my boys don't get beat up too bad tomorrow night.
Yeah, brother, with a jolly ride, just pull it out, baby.
Yeah, because we got a hell of an opponent tomorrow night with them Houston Texans.
I know.
Man, we need their defense. We need their defense.
And they got one.
They got a big time defense. Yes, they solid at every position almost.
And that's my own.
But I would listen to you and your caller. I'm sorry about cutting you in.
No, go ahead.
But I would listen to you and your caller. And I would listen to you and your caller, and he was talking about A.J. Brown. What happened? I didn't see that part.
Man, in the first half, they featured because when it comes to the playoffs, everything's gonna be rolled back. If you're getting, I don't know, the ball thrown to you 10 times during the regular season. Because, when it comes to the playoff, man, we got to go with our best plays, our best plays. But there were some times, man, when A.J. Brown was wide open, the ball went straight through his hands, he dropped it. Then there was another one, dropped it. So now, and that's a tight game. So in a tight game, every play counts. So when the coach called your number, bro, you got to produce. And because he had those 2 drops in
That's
the
right,
first
man.
half, they didn't even feature him anymore. And so,
And don't blame him.
no, so they went back to featuring Saquon Barkley, the run game and short passing game. And so then when it came to the second half, the game was tight. This is fourth quarter. It was nip tuck, the 49ers would take the lead by 3, by 2 because they missed an important extra point. Eagles would come down, take the lead by 2, and it kept going back. So, brother, they threw the ball once again to A.J. Brown because this was the opportunity for to keep the drive going. They needed that. When I tell you the ball hit him right in the hand that he dropped it, I told my daughter, I said, they're not gonna throw him the ball again, and I don't blame him. And rest of the game, brother, they didn't even call his number at all. Period. They just featured Smith, because it's almost like they didn't trust him. So, according to what my other caller was telling me, that him and the coach had a blow up with each other on the sidelines. It's like, dude, you can't be mad at the coach. You didn't catch the ball.
Yeah, I didn't see that part because, like I said, I missed that part. But I would say this here: if I were Philadelphia, man, hey, man, they got a lot of talent over there. I go and trade him and get me some draft picks for him because it's not like it's not like he's young.
Nope.
You know, you can go out there and find a draft pick or 2 for him.
Bro, you just gotta.
But I was looking at that game yesterday with the Rams and the Carolina Panthers. Man, Carolina is coming, man.
Man, for the first time, not the first time, but I can truly say the quarterback for the Panthers finally proved that he is worthy of being a first-round draft pick because, brother, he looked good. He played a good game.
Yeah.
He played a good game. And I think he finally figured it out, too.
Yeah, he coming. They coming on. They don't need no more position. They're gonna be okay, man.
Oh yeah, they just young.
Man, they're gonna be okay.
They just young. They got talent.
Yeah.
They don't need to do anything. Just keep everybody healthy because they're gonna be in that window. The window's starting to open up for them. Oh yeah, they are definitely gonna get some thing going. But the game I enjoyed, man, was the Bears and the Packers game, man. And that was a game. That was a game.
I messed around and fell asleep on the game. I worked yesterday.
Yeah.
And I messed around and had a couple of beers. And by the time I was getting it good, next thing you know, man, I missed the fourth quarter of that game. The best part.
Man, that was the best part because it looked as though the Packers was going to pull it off. But one thing about the Bears, they truly believe if they are close, they are going to win, and that's how they feel, and that's how they think. And oh boy, made down the stretch, man. The Bears quarterback Williams, he made some key plays, man. He was starting to look like,
that first round pick. He started to look like that first round pick.
Yeah, and I'm starting to think, man, maybe when these guys come in, we have too high of expectations of them in their first year, even in their second year, because sometimes it seems like for some of these guys, it takes 2 or 3 years, for them to figure it out. And sometimes teams don't stay with them long enough because between him, the Panthers quarterback, Bryce Young, and so they're starting to look like, top draft picks, man. And yeah, man, I was like, yeah, the Bears, man. The Bears. And the thing about it, I think they play the Rams next week, and the Rams got to go there.
Yes. Yes, but I tell you one thing, though, boy, them Rams, even though Rams, Carolina played them tough, man.
They
But
did.
the Rams is dangerous, man.
But only problem,
They are dangerous.
he's
That
tough.
Puka Cool, I don't know how in the hell that guy slipped all the way down to the number 5 pick and not a 5th round pick.
So I don't know who be scouting these guys in college, but at the end of the day, but then again, some players game don't transition well from college to the pros, and some players game transition better going from college to pros. But I just know the Rams may run into the same problem they ran into last year when they played the Eagles. Remember, they had to travel to Philly and it was cold. Now remember, these guys coming from the West Coast, man, it's 70, 80 degrees, and all of a sudden you going to you're coming to the East Coast,
So the
especially.
field,
Yes. Oh, it's gonna be cold. Not only is it gonna be
boy, it's
cold,
cold. So the field,
not only does it get cold, man, that wind be biting you, man. So it's gonna be,
Biden.
yes.
And I tell you what, it's gonna be a good one though. But Rams got to tighten up with their secondary a little bit.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
had their secondary tight. They sure enough will be tough.
Now here's a problem I want to ask you. Do you think that the Niners are gonna have anything like they are beaten up team, brother? I don't think they may not have enough left in the tank for who they play next week. Because they take on Seattle.
In Seattle,
In Seattle.
it's gonna be tough. But I
Yes.
tell you what, man, I tell you one thing. I have to give the 49ers credit, man. Man, they coaching staff doing an excellent job, man.
Oh, yes.
I think the Jets. I mean, they're taking enough from Aaron Glenn because this is his first year, everything. But I don't think they gave that defense coordinator a chance to stay there long enough to see what he could do, man.
You talking about Salah?
But yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, it goes back to because I remember him when he was a 49ers defensive coordinator before he got the Jets job, and because for some reason, man, usually when you're the Jets, Cleveland, one of those teams that draft first, 9 times out of 10, you're drafting first because you need a whole lot.
Man, it's. I tell you what do you think Baltimore gonna do about their coaching
I was
hire?
talking to Brandon, and and I told him, I said, well, I heard, now I doubt if this happens, but I heard they were talking about wanting to possibly hire the Stefanski, who the Browns just let go. Then of course there's a possibility that Cliff Kingsbury's name was being tossed around for that position. And like I told Brandon, I said I love Cliff because he was our offensive coordinator. But it seemed like for me, his style only works with young teams, man. It's like because he don't like to run the ball. And if you go on to Baltimore or with the Steelers, you got to run the ball because that's what they are, man. They are run the ball, physical team. Cliff likes to feature his quarterback, like to have him running, and he likes to have a mobile quarterback and all that. But I just don't think he would be a good fit for the Baltimore Ravens. That's me, but I just don't think he would.
Man, it'd be going backwards. I'll tell you that.
I think
It'd definitely be going backwards.
I think he'd be a better fit. Believe it or not, I think he'd be a better fit for Cleveland because he got a young quarterback, and he does good with those guys in their first and second year. Got a young quarterback. I think he can go up there and kind of get something going in Cleveland. I think that's probably a better fit for him. That's my opinion on that. But there's a lot of openings, man. I was shocked, man. Some of them I was surprised about because I know when it came down to the Dolphins, apparently Mike McDaniel was used to help pick the GM, and then all of a sudden, hey, they canned him. Because first it was like, okay, he's safe. Nah, they got rid of him, bro. Black
Yeah, it's tough in the NFL, man.
Black Monday, baby.
It's really tough, man.
Black Monday, man.
But I think, yeah, I thought what you got a kind of bad deal, but Atlanta coach, Raheem.
I do too.
Hey, this Raheem Morris.
I do too. But see, I think what got him and my boy out, the GM out, was the Michael Penix Jr. Deal. Not because they got him,
Right.
but because they had just signed Cousins to that big
Kirk
contract.
Cousins.
Yeah, you signed him to this big contract, and now, especially after the guy comes out with a bad Achilles heel, you sign him to this big contract, and then you turn around and draft. You use the first round draft pick on a quarterback. It's like I'm the owner. I'm like, well, what the hell, man? Now, if they had made the playoff, because they got a lot of talent. They had a lot of talent, but I just thought since they didn't make the playoffs, all of a sudden, the owner and the fans got a little restless there because, that's where that came from.
Yeah. What do you think about the quarterback coming out for the boy from Indiana, the
Well,
first round pick? You think he'd be a pretty good
all depends on where he goes, and look like he'll probably go to what? Who's got the first pick? Is the Raiders?
curator?
Well, see, here's the thing
Yeah.
about a lot of bad teams. A lot of bad teams pick first because they need a whole lot. That's why a lot of first round draft pick rookies go to bad teams and they struggle because you on a bad team. Nine times out of 10, you don't have offensive line. You don't have any playmakers as far as wide receivers, running back. You need a whole lot. And a lot of times those guys get so beat up and banged up in their rookie year to where it's like, okay, then we're ready to write them off as being a bust. So I like to see him go to a team where he can sit a year and for them to get like a bridge over backup. I mean, a bridge over veteran quarterback, to kind of sit there and mentor him while they can actually get some other parts to the team. So it looked like he's probably gonna go to the Raiders. He looked pretty good, man. First, I used to think, well, okay, he didn't really look, but I've been watching him in the college playoffs, and he looks like he got a little something, you know. But it all depends.
Yeah, I think he's ready. I think he's ready. But I don't think that quarterback from the Oregon's ready right now.
No. He's not. He's not.
No,
I think he can use one more year.
no, I don't think he's ready.
You know
But
who
man, it's playoff.
you know who I think is gonna surprise a lot of people because is the quarterback for Ole Miss, Trinidad
I do
champ.
too. I think that.
He
Yeah, I do too.
yeah.
I think he could be a dog for it.
Yes. He
I think he
reminds
could
me.
be. I think he make a nice.
Yes,
Yes, he's nice, man.
he reminds me a little bit of Russell Wilson with a little bit more speed and a little bit more touch. Cause yeah, man, he's tough, man. He's tough. And the thing,
Yes, he is nice.
yeah. So I think somebody might fool around and grab him. Maybe I'm thinking maybe about 7th pick or something like that, and fool around and have a nice quarterback on their hands. Now, what were you saying?
Yeah. Who do you want? Who do y'all want? Or your commanders want as the offensive coordinator?
Well, we actually hired from within, man. We already hired somebody. I think we hired
Who
our.
y'all get?
Hold on. I think we hired our tight end coach because I was something came across the wire last night, and I don't really because I don't really pay that much attention to like the position coaches as Well, let me see here. Because we took of I know we hired our position coach, so we stayed within. Let me see who we picked. We got let's see, I think we took our wide receiver coach, I believe, guy named Blah.
Okay.
And so and I'm okay with that because my whole deal was, dude, run the ball. you know? Nah, run the ball. Because I don't really think we needed a whole lot on offense. That wasn't our problem. We need to fix our defense. We need edge rushers first. Give me some edge. Because if you got edge rushers, then you can do a lot of things. But if you don't have them, then some of those other positions get exposed. Like, for example, the Cowboys got totally exposed when they got rid of Michael Parsons because he's an edge rusher. That means that when the quarterback don't have a 1 or 2 seconds to throw the ball, he don't have time to go through all his possessions. And you know, I don't have time to look here, look there, look here, because this guy is bearing down on me. I got to get this ball out of my hands before under 3 seconds. But when you don't have that, then man, because any professional quarterback in the NFL, if you give them more than 4 seconds, even the worst quarterback, you give them more than 4 to 5 seconds, they're gonna find an open man because you can't stay with those receivers no more than 3 or 4 seconds. So, but if you don't have an edge rusher, and we really didn't have, you know, it's like, okay, that's what we need. 2, give me one a rookie and give me somebody that's a veteran. And give me two edge rushers. I'll take one as a rookie. Then I'll take give me a safety. But mostly I need somebody. I need a pass rusher, man. I need somebody to put some pressure on because we had absolutely none. And it exploded.
Man, you all had them. Y'all traded them away, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Jonathan Allen was good.
I agree. We had
yes, man, y'all had one.
We had my man that we traded to the Saints. And then we traded we had my other man that we traded to the Bears. Those were our defensive ends.
To the Bears, then one went to the Vikings.
Yeah, those are.
And then one went to the Vikings.
Yeah. But I'm talking about our defensive ends. Now we traded our now we okay at defensive tackle because and that's what Jonathan Allen was. We're okay with that. We could prove. But if you ain't getting no pressure from your defensive ends, bruh, you can't do anything. Nothing.
True.
But I'm going to tell you, man, all eyes are going to be on you guys tomorrow night. Y'all gonna
yes, sir. That's what I was just going to say.
Y'all going to have the stage out to yourself.
I think Buffalo going to come to town. We want Buffalo next.
Hey, man.
We want Buffalo. I want a rematch with Buffalo.
Hey, man, Buffalo barely escaped with this victory today, brother. They barely escaped, man.
They sure did.
And they
Jacksonville young. They coming, though.
They are Buffalo is they're a beat-up team.
Yes. And Pittsburgh going to beat them on up.
Hey,
you know. But I tell you what, that game tomorrow, I'm going to judge that game tomorrow. Well, you can't really go by, but I'm just going to go by the first quarter. After that, because, man, it's going to be hard to move that ball. I don't see too many points being scored in that game.
Well,
I just don't see.
Here's the thing about old Jolly Rogers. He has problems with fast defense that blitz and make him do some things. Now, if you don't get him off his block, off his position, he'll kill you. Because then he'll start, because with him, he's really the offensive coordinator. You know, he's gonna call the play. The coach might send in the play. He's gonna check out of it. He's gonna do his thing, and that's cool. That's Aaron Rodgers. But how you get him out there when you start blitzing him, that way, he don't have time to hit those receivers like that. So I think the Texans are gonna try to move him off his spot. And if they don't move him off his spot, I can see the Steelers winning that game. But because as long as y'all keep your boy from fighting fans.
Pittsburgh offensive line gonna have to hold up. They're gonna have to hold up in that game.
Yeah,
because man, it's gonna be tough, man.
As long as you can keep your boy,
be really tough.
If you can keep your boy from fighting the fans.
Yes, man. He better come out there and do something tomorrow night. He at least need to have 100 yards tomorrow night. The first play of the game, they need to throw him a bomb. He needs to catch it.
He needs to do that, or he better have a key block. He better have something to show you that, okay, hey, we missing this guy. Because whether he catches or not, his presence does a lot for the Steelers. It's almost like, okay, you got to account for him. You got to account for him. But when he just at home watching the game like you and I'm like, dude, I don't know. But you know what? I truly believe he kind of knew that he screwed up. You know, but
Yeah, I tell you what, it's gonna be because he got Stingley and they got that other boy. I forgot his name, Lassner or something like that. They ball hawks back there.
yes,
They
yes,
straight ball hawks.
yes. I'm not gonna lie, man. I think the toughest game that you guys will play, even if y'all get to the Super Bowl, I think the toughest game the Steelers will play will be tomorrow night.
Sure do. I think we get by tomorrow night. We could be okay.
I do too. I truly believe that. If y'all
Yeah, I
can
do.
get past
Okay.
the Texans, because they got everything, bro. They got a quarterback, they got an offense, they got a young defense. There's not a weakness that they have on defense, and they pretty much don't have a weakness
Sure
on
don't.
offense. So if y'all can get past them, I think that'll be the toughest game that the Steelers will play on their way to the playoff. That's what I truly believe.
Yes, sir. And I think we might pull it out tomorrow night, man.
Yeah, and you
So
know,
right now, who you got in the Super Bowl?
whew,
Right now, who you got in the Super Bowl?
as of right now, out of the NFC, I'm still rolling with Seattle.
Yeah.
The AFC is a toss between the Steelers and I just think whoever wins tomorrow night, that's who I got going for in the Super Bowl for the AFC.
Let's do it.
Huh?
That's who I got going. That's who I got. If Houston win tonight, tomorrow night, I got Houston going.
Yeah, that's what
But
I
if
got.
Pittsburgh win, I think we'll be okay.
I do too. I do too. I do too.
Yes, I think we're gonna be okay.
I think y'all are. Well,
Yes, sir.
homeboy, you about to hear the sound of my music, brother. That's what I check out. All right, once again, it is time to bring sports therapy with FH Jr. to an end. Like thank my homeboy Glenn for calling and checking in from the great state of Arkansas. Hope his team win tomorrow night. I also want to thank my boy Brian from D1 Eagle University. Man, I hope y'all get a coach that you like. And I want to thank you, the listening audience, for calling and allowing me to be me. And remember, those on the yard. University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Stay golden, baby. And we will see you next week. And enjoy the playoffs. The playoffs. Goodbye, everybody.